Hey, I am sitting outside again enjoying this beautiful weather. Um, but I wanted to explain your math assignments that will be due this Friday. And their projects better than Freckle. Freckle was a little confusing for some of y'all, so I'm not going to do it again next week. Uh, but I do have directions for you for Angle City. You can see on this right here. I want you to create a city, a town, a neighborhood, just on an 8x10 piece of paper. Or you can make it larger if you have a piece of poster board just hanging out at your house. You can use that. But just any type piece of paper, it must be in color, which means you got to use crayons or colored pencils or markers or whatever you have available. And you must use a straight edge. You know, I can tell if you don't use a straight edge. So I want to make sure that you use a straight edge, which is a ruler, a protractor, which you should all have. And that's about it. Or anything that has a straight edge is a straight edge. So I want to read the directions to you. Make sure that you understand them. You can access this video on the Google Doc, I guess that's where you'll access the video. But anyway, your town should have these geometric terms drawn within your city limits, town limits, backyard, whatever you're drawing. It could be a playground even. You can use my example as a guide, but don't copy my example. I want your own, and mine's not that great anyway. So I want you to have parallel lines and perpendicular lines, and a rhombus and a trapezoid, 3 types of triangles, the right obtuse acute triangles, a rectangle, a square, a straight angle, complementary and supplementary angles, a right angle, a acute angle, which is 50 degrees, and obtuse angle, which is 140 degrees. So those are the terms you have on. I think there's 15 of them, and I will count and make sure you have all 15 on. Make sure they're labeled. When you draw a right angle, write right angle. When you draw an obtuse angle, make sure you write obtuse angle beside it, so I know that you know what it is. Okay, so here's my example, and it's turned on its side. I didn't even think to turn it the other way, but you can see there's my house, there's a road, this is kind of like a fence, there's another road, here's a building, and it's a rectangle, so I labeled it rectangle and I colored it red. If you look here, there's an obtuse angle, and that's 140 degrees because I measured it. I took my protractor and I measured, and then I created supplementary angles off of this part of my road, and this one I measured, it was 160 degrees, so that told me that this must be 20 because I know supplementary angles equal 180 degrees. I've got a rhombus stuck over here. I have perpendicular lines. I have a straight angle right here, and I put a little dot right there so I can see that's a straight angle, and I put 180. I have my complementary angles are in my square, which I labeled square, and I have an obtuse triangle at the top. It has an obtuse angle. I have my road is an example of parallel lines, and I have a right triangle in this building right here, an acute triangle, my trapezoid, and I think that's all 15 of them. But that's right here. It's colored in. I made a little design. That's my right angle, which I did not label, but I did say it was 90 degrees though. So that's what I want you to do, but of course make it look prettier than mine. And then the second project, and that should take you no more than, maybe 3 days if you do a little every day on it. And then the last 2 days of the week, or whenever, I want you to do this project. Super easy. Draw out your first letter of your name in block letters like this. And so here's an H in block letters. And then inside, we just partitioned it any different way we wanted to. I took my protractor and made low lines and sections all through. And then I measured a few of the angles. Now, I didn't tell you exactly how many to measure, but I'm saying at least 10. Let's do 10. So measure, I said as many angles as you can, but at least 10. Do at least 10. And those are your 2 projects for the week. That is it. I wanted you to have some fun. I knew you had a lot to do for writing and reading and everything else. So I thought we'd take this week and review everything we've learned about geometry and angles. And then next week we'll start on something different if we're not in school. So anyway, that's about it. Have a great week, and that's it. Oh, I wanted to tell you I'm not going to Zoom. Y'all, I desperately want to. I've been on several Zooms this week, and Elle's been on one with her class, and my internet is so bad. I live way out in the country. If you look, there's my countryness out here. I don't have high-speed internet, broadband internet, whatever they call it. I have what they call a DSL line. It's just a little bit better than dial-up, which is ancient. So I can't talk to you all, but I want to. But maybe I can try and get it to work, and I'll say if I can set up a time. But I think this is all you're going to get. And I miss y'all. And I guess I'll see you next week or the week after or whenever we get back. Love you to pieces. I'll talk to you later. Bye.